Today I have my everyday carry and a little, I guess you could call it an altoids survival kit, but I have a couple extra things in a plastic bag. So we'll go ahead and get started. So for my everyday carry, I got my wallet and the knife. This is actually a Kershaw knife. I'm not sure. It is the, I don't know if you can see that. Focus. Looks like it's not going to focus, but it is the Rexford design. And I have a paracord bracelet here, probably 6 to 8 feet of paracord. Okay, if we go ahead into the bag here, when you open it up, we have a small black compass that you could probably tie a lanyard to or anything, fits good down in a pocket. We have 2 large cotton balls. You can use this to clean. You can start a fire with it, just about anything. We have 2 just small tea candles. Maybe you couldn't get a fire going, but that wick will burn when it's wet. And maybe you just would like some source of light, maybe a tent, or maybe you just need a candle for something. I mean, you could light it and put it under some kindling and start a fire with it. Next, we have a $1 Walmart flashlight. Not very bright, but it fits real nice in the bag. In here, I have some fire starters that'll start almost every time. It is some cotton balls with some Vaseline. Here, I have approximately 5.5 feet of paracord. Always useful to have some cordage. And you have the Altoids can and the plastic bag it all stays in. Plastic bag has many uses. You can put everything in here and fill it with air and it floats and you have a dry bag. You can suck all the air out of it and keep it dry in your pocket or anything. You can also use this as a device to hold water in a survival situation if you're by a creek. And I just want to say that this kit isn't going to keep you alive for days on end. This is maybe you go on a hike or a bike ride and you get lost in the woods after it gets dark. This is going to keep you alive for maybe 2 days. I mean, there's no source of food in here. There's no water in here. You have the bag to gather water with, but that's about it. So we have 3 rubber bands here, some different sizes. And the can, I have electrical tape around it, and you can peel that off and put it over the lid here and make it waterproof. I also have it over the notches, and that gives it a little bit of an extra gripping point. But here's the kit. In the lid here, well, it's pretty bright. We have some sewing needles up here, taped to the lid with some electrical tape, with some thread. We have some pepper. Don't have any salt, but you can get that and put in there too. You have a cotton swab Q-tip. You can clean a knife, or you can get your multi-tool out here and you can clean little cracks and crevices on that. Or you can actually fan out the tip and use it as kindling too. Maybe you run out of cotton balls in your fire starter. Next, I have 2 birthday candles. These work a little better than these because you can actually navigate them and move them around under the fire. It stays lit a little longer than a match. It'll burn down. You can start a fire nicely with those. So we have 2 candles. Next in here we have to ibuprofen wrapped up in some aluminum foil. We have just a little flick lighter, you can light your candles with. We have a pocket knife that fits nicely down in this can. 2 different blades on it. A razor sharp. We have we'll get to that in a minute. We have a coffee filter. Not many people think to put this in there, but it's a pretty good idea to have this in there. You can filter water with it. It's not going to make it perfect, but it'll at least get the dirt and the mud and the rocks and anything else that'll catch out of there. So that's pretty handy. We have a clothespin. Multiple uses. You can cut this down with your knife, shave it, use it as kindling. You can take the spring out and use the spring, or you can put the candle down in there and use it as a candle holder, maybe to hold under some kindling or some fire like I was talking about. Here, this is kind of an odd thing to have, but this is 2 empty gum wrappers. The battery that's in the flashlight, you can actually cut this down and touch it on the 2 ends of the battery, and the middle of it will light and start a fire for you. So kind of a weird thing to have, but kind of handy as well. We have I had 2 toothpicks in there. I think the other one's in there. It's just under some stuff. So we have a toothpick. We have a clothespin. You can use it, and you can lance, blisters, or anything else you have. You can use it for minor clothes repairs. That is its use. We have a cut down pencil to fit down in the side of it. And this is kind of a survival kit on its own, actually. Here's the second toothpick, as my other one falls on the floor. Kind of a mess today. But this is kind of a survival kit of its own. This is a couple square feet of aluminum foil that you can unfold and use to cook with or anything else. But if you unfold it, we have a couple things down in here. We have some butterfly bandages. We have a couple pieces of paper. These are cut into smaller pieces. You can crinkle that up and use it as kindling. Or I have one large index card here that you can write notes on, or a note to leave pinned on a tree, or anything for people to help find you. We have 2 alcohol prep pads and 2 regular band-aids. So I'll go ahead and put those over here. And then we have the aluminum foil. So this is my Altoids survival can. I hope y'all liked the video. This stuff here is meant to go along with my everyday carry. I have a blade and a file and some knives and a can opener and stuff in here. So, the knife and stuff isn't really vital because I'll always have this stuff in my pocket. But, the flashlight and everything, that can come in handy. The band-aids and the toothpicks, they aren't really needed in there for survival, but maybe you just want the stuff that's in the Altoids can to carry every day. You're out with lunch and you have some stuff in your teeth, so you clean your teeth, or maybe you rip your shirt and you want to clothespin it up, or you can sew it with the sewing needles and some thread. You can, you don't even have to put the aluminum foil in there. You can write some notes down at school. Maybe, obviously you can't take the knife into school, but you can put other stuff in here. You can write some notes down at school. Maybe you don't have a notebook. Maybe you cut your finger just on the job or something, paper cut, and you need to bandage it up. Maybe you want some, put some pepper on your food. But some of this stuff, it's geared towards me and my needs. you all can build this depending on your needs. You can put different stuff in here. I'm not really in an urban kind of place. You all can make a urban altoids survival can. There are tons of videos out there about that. So I just wanted to bring this to you guys, show it, and share some of my thoughts and comments on it. A couple tips: these rubber bands will actually light, and you can cut that up and light it and start a fire with it. You can break the toothpicks down and use for smaller kindling. You can, I mean, if you don't really need this, I mean, you can always burn it down, or like I said, replace it with something else. You have the fire starter here, which is actually in the, if you have braces or had braces, you may know what that's from. That's from the little rubber bands you have to put on your teeth. You have paracord and all that stuff. You have a compass if you're hiking on a trail, like I said, and you get lost. So, hope this helped. I hope you liked the video. I will see you next time.